We have all of the major airports that we provide connectivity to, whether that be JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, Miami, LAX, both Chicago airports. And then we've got some really iconic other customers, if you will, like the MTA in New York.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about MTA's Grand Central Terminal Eastside Access project. It's the perfect example of preparing for the digital future and really modernizing the city's infrastructure. So Eastside Access is an $11 billion project that will provide a direct connection for all of the Long Island Railroad lines to Grand Central and to Midtown East. And it's serving a plan of about 160,000 passengers per day. And, those are all competitive bids. So when you ask the why Boingos, when these things go out to RFP, these types of opportunities that are massive and iconic, everybody bids. And we continue to get selected because of our experience there. And we're designing, deploying, and managing that next generation mobile network to improve operations and the rider experience along that new corridor that's being developed. And right now, that is the largest underground infrastructure project that's been developed in the last 40 years in the United States. And they really had 5 things, going back to outcomes and use cases. They had 5 things they really wanted to accomplish with this advanced connectivity network that we're developing for them. It was trains and train stations to really offer riders fast cell coverage and Wi-Fi service so they can stay connected. And they can stay connected to work and to school and entertainment and everything we're all used to now. And then the second was they wanted the networks to support operational efficiency. So cashless fare collection was one of the big use cases, which will drive an outcome with conductors using wireless ticket issuing machines and have a really reliable and secure network to efficiently sell tickets on. And then onboard diagnostic equipment. So we talk a lot about IoT, the Internet of Things, connected transportation. That's really facilitating that type of connected transportation. These networks will and transmit data about maintenance in real time back to the powers that be that are monitoring that transportation method. And then real-time train arrival status seems really simple, but again, if you think about how accustomed we've come to having real-time information in our hands, the Long Island Railroad has a train time app. So this will actually provide real-time access to consumers, and then you're really laying the network for the foundation of future innovation. So those were the 5 things. And then the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey as another really iconic transportation entity. We're deploying 5G, in New York, really, to make sure that the city remains world-class in the digital era and stays connected. And, Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, as I mentioned, we've got JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark, and then also an iconic transportation hub like the World Trade Center Oculus. And World Trade Center Oculus is one of those iconic venues that you look at and you see that just stands out. And we're deploying public 5G in partnership with the carriers there, and then Wi-Fi, and then we deploying private 5G as well.